Hello folks, welcome into Hailing Vegas. What a week it was weather-wise here this week, okay? My son wakes me up this morning and says, Dad, it's hailing out. We saw rain, we saw snow, we saw hail. Only thing crazier than the weather in Vegas this week is the stock market. Let me be very clear. The stock market is in full distraction mode right now, okay? Full distraction mode. You've probably never heard of the stock market being in full distraction mode, but I can tell you right now it is, okay? Everybody look over here. You see that GameStop stock? Oh my gosh, everybody's talking about it. You see AMC stock? Oh my gosh, everybody's talking about it right now. Robinhood, Wall Street Bets, AMC, GameStop, everybody's talking about these stocks right now. The whole world's attention is on this right now. Meanwhile, something's going on right now that nobody's really looking at. The Dow just fell 620 points here today. The NASDAQ was down 2%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average has now fallen 1,100 points in a matter of a few days without anybody even talking about it or noticing. Everybody's so caught up in GameStop and AMC and Robinhood and Wall Street Bets that no one even saw the Dow just fell 1,100 points. Usually this is stuff that'd be talked about, but no one's even looking at that right now, okay? Meanwhile, we have somebody like Jeremy Grantham, okay? And no, it's not me, okay? I'm Jeremy Lefebvre, okay? The other Jeremy, the younger version of Jeremy, okay? He's out there saying, we got a crash that's about to come very, very soon. He's talking like ASAP, like within the next couple months, okay? He's not talking about like down the road. He's talking within a couple months. He said it's gonna rival 1929 in the 2000 stock crashes, okay? I think that was very important to just kind of like hear his viewpoint at a time like right now. And meanwhile, the stock market's over here doing tricks, and it's like, hey, don't worry about what's going on here with the Dow. Who cares if it was down 1,100? GameStop, AMC. You see what happened in Robinhood? All right, guys, in this video here today, we're gonna talk about what is really going on right now, for real, okay? We're gonna talk about what to do about it. We're gonna talk about will this trick continue, and we'll talk about where the opportunities are in this market, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy this video as always, and also never forget to smash. It is very, very important. If you want to join Stock Hub, it's absolutely free to do so. That's the best and biggest free Discord chat in the world. I'll have that linked in the description for you guys down there. If you want to try to apply for my private stock group, I'll have that linked in the description as well, okay? So where do we even start with a video like this? We have so much to talk about, okay? Why not start with good old Tesla Maesla, okay? Look at Tesla stock. Tesla stock, let's be very clear. That stock is the face of the stock market, okay? It's not the biggest company, but it is the face of the stock market, okay? And that stock just fell over $100 a share since Monday, okay? Just this trading week, over $100 a share, that stock fell. And keep in mind, when it comes to Tesla, they actually reported a decent revenue beat. They missed on EPS, but they reported a decent revenue beat. And, you know, their guidance was strong, and yet that stock just fell $100 plus since Monday, okay? Apple stock, look at Apple stock. It was $144 on Monday. It's $131. And they reported earnings this week that were the sickest earnings. Let me be very clear. This was the sickest earnings in Tim Cook's era, okay? These were unbelievable numbers out of Apple. They had really high expectations and they blew those numbers out of the water, okay? EPS came in at $1.68 versus $1.41 was expected. Massive beat. They beat revenue by over $8 billion. That you can't even like wrap your head around that. When a company beats their revenue expectations by over $8 billion, that's just like in a 3-month span. Literally, that's just ridiculous, okay? iPhone revenues up 17% year over year. Services revenues up 24% year over year. Other products category was up 29% year over year. That covers products like AirPods and Apple Watches and things like that, okay? Mac revenue up 21% year over year. iPad revenue up 41% year over year, and gross margin came in at almost 40% compared to 38% was expected. I mean, look at that. It's beats everywhere you could possibly imagine, and huge ones. And once again, that stock fell. The stock fell. That's ridiculous, okay? Mr. Softy, Microsoft, okay? This is a company that's usually either the second or third biggest stock in the entire stock market, okay? Comes in with huge beats as well, okay? $2.03 they came in at versus $1.64 was expected. Revenue came in at $43.08 billion versus $40.18 billion was expected. Massive beat on revenue. I mean, just incredible numbers out of Microsoft, and you would have thought that stock would have been up huge this week on the back of those earnings they reported. The stock hardly went up. Hardly went up. It was $2.28. And it went to like $2.31, okay? What about the FB, okay? Facebook, the giant itself, the advertising behemoth. They blew numbers out of the water as well, okay? Earnings came in at $3.88 versus $3.22 were expected. As far as EPS, revenue came in at over $28 billion when $26.44 was expected. Daily active users beat expectations. Monthly active users beat expectations. And average revenue per user beat expectations. All for that stock to go from $280 back on Monday to $258 by the end of the week on the back of those unreal earnings, okay? And then we get to the sickest earnings beat I've seen in the stock market in a long time, okay? This was beyond ridiculous, okay? Skyworks Solutions. They reported EPS of $3.36 versus $2.08 was expected, okay? Revenue, $1.51 billion versus $1.06 billion. Amazing guidance. The revenue beat was almost 50% for this company. I don't know if I've seen that in modern times for a company that literally is doing over $1 billion a quarter. To beat your expectation by almost 50%, I can't even wrap my head around that, okay? And you would have thought that stock would be up 20+% today. Like, huge day, right? The stock goes up 5%. 5%? On the sickest earnings beat I've seen in I don't know, maybe in my life? 5%? This is what is going on in the stock market right now. The facts are the stock market is burnt out right now. It is a burnt out stock market we are in. The stock market is kind of like a dog you play fetch with, okay? And you throw the ball to the dog and it runs after it. And if you do it for long enough, eventually that dog starts to kind of not really want to go after that ball. And it's kind of like, that's all right. No, I'm good. I think I'll just chill here by you, owner. I'm not going to go run after that ball. That's what ends up starting to happen over time, okay? And that's the stock market right now. It's seeing these shocking earnings. I mean, just huge beats, even after high expectations were out there. And yet, nothing. A lot of these stocks went down or did nothing. Isn't that incredible, okay? That's a burnt out stock market, and that's what we're in right now, okay? And everybody's distracted by everything else that's going on. Let's look at some numbers, okay? I always like to look at Yardini Research for some numbers around forward Ps, kind of where we're trading at for the market in general, okay? S&P 500 large caps, trading very rich right now. And I mean extremely rich. We're trading at about 22.5. A normal situation is 12 to 17, okay? And I know let's talk about, well, interest rates are super low, so we should be trading higher, blah, blah, blah. Dude, interest rates have been low for like the past, 15 years. Like, I don't know where people have been. Like, it's not like interest rates just started becoming low or something like that. I mean, money has been pumped out there. I mean, like, this is pretty normal. Like, this is an environment we're in. And even in that environment, 12 to 17 is what you should usually expect for S&P 500 large caps. And we're at 22.5, which just shows you how richly valued the stock market is right now. And this is why, even after those unbelievable earnings out of a company like Apple, the stock went down this week. Down. Because it has simply risen too dang much, okay? S&P 400 mid caps trading over 20. That usually trades at 14 to 18 range. We're rich there, okay? No doubt about it. S&P 600 small caps trading at 20.9. Usually we're trading at 14 to 19. We're rich there as well, okay? It's just like any of these metrics you look at, we're very rich. Look at this, okay? S&P 500 large caps, this shows you all the way back to 99, okay? This is why some folks talk about this time period as we're like in a tech bubble type stage, okay? Because the fact is, the last time you could find forward Ps looking like this, you had to go back to the tech bubble. This is the stage we're at right now, okay? And this is why there's one big distraction game going on right now, okay? We're certainly not in a time period where we're undervalued. We're surely not in a time period that we're at fair value. The fact is we're in very overvalued / almost bubble-ish territory right now in the stock market, okay? Once again, there are certain stocks in the stock market right now that, that are straight up bubbles, okay? And just the market in general is kind of trading in bubble-ish territory, okay? This is why I say to you guys, be extremely selective with your stock picking this year, okay? Back when the market had crashed in March and April and going into summertime, you could have thrown money in a lot of different stocks and made money, okay? It was kind of easy pickings. And there's certain times in the stock market it's like that. It's not right now, okay? This is a time period where you better know what you're doing. You better be extremely selective, okay? And then we hear things about a $2,000 stimulus check, okay? And so then the question comes, and my younger version of Jeremy that did that interview, okay? He even brought this up and he said, it will just inflate the bubble more, okay? And that's all it will do. It'll be one last gasp for the bubble to go up and then to come down in even more of a vicious fashion. And I can tell you, if the $2,000 stimulus check's out there, a lot of that money is going to make its way to the stock market and probably even inflate some of these big corporations' earnings a little bit. And, it will just make the whole bubble situation even worse, okay? And then on top of that, okay, you have a big overhang on the stock market, okay? And this is something big money's looking at, okay? Big money's looking at this, and they're saying, okay, we're trading extremely rich, and we have this going on? I don't know, okay? The danger for business under the Biden administration is corporate taxes, okay? Biden has said he's in favor of increasing corporate taxes to 28%. From right now, they're at 21%, okay? That's gonna be an overhang on the stock market for a while because I just showed you the stock market is extremely overvalued right now as it is, okay? Then you add on if corporate taxes have to go up, these corporations have to pay much more of their net income toward basically the government. Okay, now we're talking about a situation where the stock market's even more overvalued and even in an uglier situation, okay? And if you're asking, is this a possibility, like a realistic possibility that, this could go through and corporate taxes could go to 28%? It is, okay? Democrats control the Senate right now, okay? Democrats control the House and they control the White House, okay? So as far as this whole, tax situation, it's going to be an overhang and it's very, very possible this could go through. And then all of a sudden, in a year from now, corporations have to pay 28% versus 21% before. And then obviously that's a bad overhang. The market got a big jump in 16 to 17, basically on the back of, the possibility that corporate taxes were going to go from 35% down to 21%. Now we have the opposite effect working, okay? And so distraction mode, which is what we're in right now, keep in mind, this can go on for a little while and no one will notice, okay? It doesn't mean this is going to end tomorrow or, even next week. This can happen for quite a while without no one noticing, okay? And this earnings season that just happened, this is exactly why you don't play earnings. I saw a lot of people and I got a lot of comments about people playing call options going into this earnings season and, investing super heavy into some stocks because they're like, oh, this company's going to be this company. Man, guys, I've tried to play that game before, okay? It's a no-win game because look what we just looked at, okay? Countless companies that reported unbelievable beats across the board. Some of these companies triple beating, where they're beating on revenue, they're beating on EPS, and they're beating on guidance, and their stocks go down, okay? That's why you don't play those earnings, because it sometimes, man, even when everything's going great, the stocks still go down, and that's what happened here, okay? Now, greed is at the highest I've seen in my 13 years or so of being in the market. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. The ignorance level and the arrogance level right now is at an all-time high at the moment. People are so dang confident that this stock's going to pump to the sky and blah, blah. Man, I'm talking, these people don't even have any experience doing this, okay? I mean, greed, ignorance, arrogance, the whole thing, it is by far and away the highest, literally right now, here today, as I record this video for you, that I've ever seen it by a mile. By a mile, okay? As simple as that, okay? And, this quote, it gets put out there so often that it almost becomes corny because so many people talk about it all the time. But I actually feel like, there's certain times in the market where I've been like, people throw out that quote and I'm like, whatever, okay? Right now, I actually think this quote should be taken seriously, okay? The whole be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. I actually feel that right now, okay? Because I am watching greed at parabolic ranges right now, and I feel like that quote is so dang true. And speaking about Warren Buffett, let's talk about Warren Buffett for a moment, okay? Warren Buffett, where's he been? Where's he been? Where's he been? Okay. Now, people that are newer to the stock market, you're probably in your first year or two of investing. You're probably like, oh, what's the big deal with Warren Buffett? Maybe he hasn't done interviews for a while. Warren Buffett always does interviews, okay? I mean, it's rare that you'll go a few months without hearing from Buffett and he'll go on one of these publications and do a big interview, okay? He's been absent. And it's not like, well, he can't get in person because there's Roni. Dude, Zoom meetings, all those sorts of things. Like Buffett's like one of the richest people in the world. He could easily have people set that all up for him and do one of those, okay? Buffett's been real quiet. We haven't seen anything out of him for the longest time. Anything substantial around where the market's trading at and valuations. You know why? Because I don't think Warren Buffett really wants to tell people what it is. I don't think Warren Buffett really wants to get out there right now and have to be in a position where he has to talk down the market. I really don't. I don't think he wants to be that guy. Warren Buffett loves to, come out there and give us faith when the market's being beaten down. Warren Buffett was phenomenal in 2008, 2009, 2010, as far as having confidence in America, having confidence in the stock market over the long term, getting people focused, giving people hope in those sorts of things. And he's the man when it comes to that. But I don't think Warren Buffett really wants to come out there and say, dude, we got bubbles all over the stock market right now, and it's rampant, and valuations are overvalued on countless stocks, and we're in a messy situation. I don't think Warren Buffett really wants to do that. And I think that's why Warren Buffett is truly really quiet right now. Because believe me, everybody wants to do a Warren. I wouldn't be surprised if CNBC doesn't ask him every day for an interview, okay? In all these different publications. And he's just, he's just really hush right now. It's incredible. I've never seen it like that, okay? That speaks volumes. But who is talking right now? Who is talking? Well, here's some of the people I saw talking within the past 24 hours about stocks, okay? These are the people. We've seen Jake Paul. I watched him talk about some cryptos. I watched him on Instagram. He's got a picture of him and the Robinhood CEO, okay? Logan Paul. They were talking about GameStop stock. Kia Malifa, she was talking about it. The Barstool guy, he's talking about stocks. I've seen makeup YouTubers talking about stocks. TikTokers talking about stocks. And the people that do memes are all talking about stocks right now. That's who's talking. That's who's talking right now, okay? That's the market we're in right now. It's happening. This is reality today. It's not Warren Buffett talking. These people are talking. This is who represents the stock market at the moment. And when you look at this, you say to yourself, wonder what's going on here. I wonder what is going on here, okay? I talked to you guys. I did a video 16 days ago, and I talked to you guys about going all in the stock market in 2021. Not, okay? I said in that video, cash is super important. We got so much speculative craziness going on, and it's just gotten worse since that time, since that video came out 16 days ago. And I said, be extremely selective with your stock picks and make sure you know what the heck you're doing in this market. If you've gotten lucky and you just happen to throw some money around, okay, and you got into some stocks at the right time after the market had crashed and things like that, good for you, man. But I can tell you that's not a sustainable strategy over the long term. You better know what you're doing. Everybody talking about, oh, fundamentals don't matter anymore. That's all I got to say about that, okay? You got a rude awakening come for you. Like I said, ignorance and arrogance is at an all-time high right now. And now's the time when these sorts of things are at an all-time high. This is the type of time you spend studying, researching, understanding how the markets work, how stocks work, how successful stocks work. And I'm not talking about meme stocks. And I'm not talking about pump and dumps, okay? I'm talking about real corporations that you see rise over the long term, okay? All the sideshow stuff, that happens a million times. That happened for years in the tech bubble. That was just something that went on for a long time, okay? This is nothing new. What's going on right now? Nothing new. Absolutely nothing new. The way it's done is different because it's going through different mediums. This stuff's been going on since like the 1920s, man. Like pump and dump schemes and all these sorts of things, like these have been going on since the 20s. Now I'm talking 1920s, not 2020s, okay? Be extremely selective, know what you're doing in the market. Now's the time to focus on that. Now's not the time to focus on what is the next pump and dump play, okay? I can promise you that. Everybody else is focused on that. Everybody else has got their distraction over there. For you, if you really want to be a player in this long term, keep your head on straight and understand what to actually look for in great stocks over time, how to run portfolios, those sorts of things, okay? Don't be in distraction mode. It's entertaining, and hopefully it takes the time of your Netflix time or your playing video games time, okay? And that's about it. Outside of that, that's about it, okay? And just like you never want to forget to be in distraction mode, you never want to forget to smash the thumbs up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you're looking to try to apply for my private stock group, I'll have that linked in the description down there. That goes into all the strategies I use when I'm investing in stocks, exactly how I run portfolios, new stocks I'm looking into, all those sorts of things. So if you want to try to apply for that, that will be linked in the description as well. Thank you for watching and have a great day.